Good morning. Mm. Oh. Damn. Good morning. Good good morning. I'm gonna just keep this running for as much as I can. You know, Daddy, he in the mood. I can't really see the chat right now, you know. I'm just sitting here because the phone's right there. I'm right here. And I'm not moving my phone in order for y'all to get better service, because that's y'all's fault, not mine, because I can see myself perfectly. I'll be right back.
Let's get back to that heat, everybody. Your first alert forecast update here. 10 days out, we are going to be seeing for the first three first alert weather days. Highs, sun, right now, 79% today. Feel like this is the range of 105 to 107. It is going to be sweltering for South Carolina. We've talked about it. We've built you up to this week. And now we can start taking action, taking those precautions. Sun and heat safety, oh so crucial as we go through this stretch. And then as we get to Thursday and Friday, just a little bit of relief, a few more clouds, a couple showers and storms, and we'll need some of that to pan out as we try to send things back in the other direction. But Mother Nature, very relentless with these temperatures. This
Definitely make sure you have that weather app handy, stay hydrated, and turn on that.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for watching us here on NBC.
We'll see you in just a few seconds on the CW.
Live from Columbia, South Carolina, WYS News 10 Sunrise starts now.
Just ahead on Sunrise, one Richland County family mourning the loss of their loved one after she was killed by her husband, and they say they felt this pain before. How they plan to honor her life.
Also, we're getting you back and ready for the heat again, my friends. We are going to be seeing the big need to look before you lock as we take a check. Say an 80 or 90 degree temperature today. Inside the car, 133 degrees, and it only gets hotter as the day continues. Let's hear all these factors continue to play a big role. Now, you should be preparing next.
And lawmakers have finalized the details of the next state budget. What hurdles it still has to clear before reaching the governor's desk.
Good Monday morning, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to Sunrise on the CW. I'm Intisar Faulkner.
And I'm Jordan Markoff. We're so glad you're joining us here on this warm and muggy morning. We want to get you out the door there with your first alert forecast. So joining us now is meteorologist Tony Chiavaroli. Tony, we've got a first alert weather day in store. So how hot is it going to feel outside?
Alrighty, Intisar Jordan. It is going to be getting hot out there. We're talking feel like temps later today of 105 or even just above for a few spots around the Midlands. So before the morning hours, you need to really take advantage in terms of taking the pets outside, getting any outdoor chores done. If you need to get some things accomplished outdoors, this is the time to do it before we get back to some dangerously high temperatures once we settle in here. So going forward, early on, we still get mid-70s, very much in the way of muggy and mild. A lot of those temps around 75, Saluda, Newberry, Batesburg, Leesville, popping on up towards Camden near 75, down towards Orangeburg, very similar. We've seen much of the same things between Lexington, Irmo, Chapin, right here downtown Columbia, and then even a little bit toastier. I've seen it towards the eastern viewing area for us into Sumter County, a lot of upper 70s throughout the morning. You even take that further towards the PD region of South Carolina. Either way you slice it though, our morning grind has been in the 70s. It is going to be a tough one for those who love the hot coffee. Might be just a day you want to try and bite the bullet, maybe have an iced drink or coffee or tea, something to start out your day, and plenty of water. High temperatures making that rise upper 90s today. Heat index near 105 or above. It is going to be cooking for South Carolina. It is time to get ready for more of the speed as we continue into what I'm sure is going to be a busy work and travel week. Folks, let's continue to settle in, continue to give a lot of good things out there.
Thank you, Tony. Turning to your top stories, Richland County deputies say that a teenager is now reported in the hospital after being shot on Friday. Richland County Sheriff's deputies responded to a local hospital after getting reports that a shooting happened near Bombing Range Road around 7 p.m. When deputies got to the hospital, they found that one person had been shot. We don't know the victim's condition at this time, and so far, no arrests have been made. An investigation is underway, so anyone with information is asked to call County Stoppers. Meanwhile, in Columbia, police are investigating a weekend shooting that happened at Three Rivers Apartments. Officials say it happened around 1:30 a.m. on Saturday. The person was taken to a local hospital, and at last check, they're in stable condition. Officers are still working to find out what led up to that shooting, and no arrests have been made at this time. If you have any information on this, you're asked to contact the Columbia Police Department. And in an update to the first alert we put out last week, a Richland County fugitive who skipped his child abuse trial was captured in Kentucky over the weekend after a manhunt that lasted more than a week. 23-year-old Nathan Baker was found guilty earlier this month of physically abusing his 3-year-old dog. But he never showed up for court, and since been on the run, multiple law enforcement agencies, including the U.S. Marshals Service, have been working to track him down. No word yet on actual family members of a pregnant Richland County woman who was found dead in her home last week are now speaking.
Investigators say 31-year-old Chandrika Graham was found dead in her home on Northfield Court last Wednesday. She was roughly 7.5 months pregnant at the time with her first daughter, who would have been named Tegan. Graham's husband, Gerard Graham, has been arrested and charged with her murder and the murder of her unborn child. Chandrika's father, Harold White, says he was devastated when he found out his daughter was gone. Her death hitting the family hard as Chandrika's mother also lost her life to domestic violence.
She died at 35, my daughter died at 31, and now she got a 2-year-old son, and I got a baby. It's just unbelievable, the parable.
Absolutely devastating. Chandrika's family says that she had unconditional love for everyone, especially her son Kian, who they now fear won't have memories of his mom. Graham's husband is currently being held at the Alvin S. Glenn Detention Center. The sheriff's department says this is an ongoing investigation.
Money for road and bridge improvements, raises for teachers and state employees, and income tax cuts are all in line to be funded in the next year in South Carolina. Last Friday, state Senate and House negotiators wrapped up weeks of talks to finalize the state's next $13 billion spending plan. It includes money to raise teachers' starting salaries to a minimum of $47,000. In addition to that, hundreds of millions of dollars are also set to be spent on bridge repairs and local and road maintenance.
Much money going to our county transportation committees. We should not have potholes in our district. If you continue to have potholes in your district, you need to take a look at your county transportation committee. They're not doing their work.
Full Assembly will be back in session on Wednesday to officially approve the budget and send it to the governor's desk. Governor McMaster will have a few days to issue his vetoes, but lawmakers say they expect the budget will be in effect when the new fiscal year begins on July 1st.
Meanwhile, Governor McMaster is off to Germany this week to strengthen business ties that have fueled an economic boom here in the Palmetto State. The governor is attending the Day of German Industry Conference, where he's set to give a speech on the state's relations with German companies, which have had the largest presence here in South Carolina of any country in the world. During his 5 days in the country, McMaster also plans to visit the headquarters of 2 major automakers with big stakes here in South Carolina.
New details this morning as residents at the Villages at Lakeshore community in the Richland County Sheriff's Department continue to discuss safety concerns after gunfire broke out at the community pool last month. Several people have since been arrested in connection with that incident. RCSD held a public meeting last week to discuss Crime Watch and hear from residents on ways they can help prevent crime.
I never wanted any of my children to ever experience that, ever. And I think that's the biggest thing is we need to band together and let people know that there's certain things that it's not going to go down in this neighborhood.
Several residents tell WIS they believe the best way to combat violence is by joining hands and communicating with one another. Officials say the neighborhood is currently appointing residents to serve in the Crime Watch groups. All right, check this out. Is it a bird? Nope. It's a plane? Nope. It's debris from a spacecraft. That's exactly what Mike Wooten, a North Carolina resident, was lucky enough to recently find in his front yard. It may look like just a bunch of melted material and metal, but NASA has now confirmed that the object is from out of this world. It's actually part of the SpaceX Dragon spacecraft, which is built to shuttle astronauts from the International Space Station.
So finding that came down, ended up in your yard. I mean, that's pretty cool.
It is, and the odds of that are so low that it really happened. So it was, I told the other people that I wish I had that much luck at the casino.
Wooten says he hopes this helps spread space awareness and pushes scientists to keep studying and exploring. He also says if NASA or SpaceX wants the piece back for research, they'll be happy to return it to them. Pretty cool that this landed in his front yard. I mean, it doesn't happen every day.
No, it definitely doesn't happen every day. And, I feel like this will also be a free tour. The tour of NASA. So it's like, hey, I'll bring your piece back, but can I kind of sit behind the scenes? That would be me. I'd do a little negotiating.
Just like you think people want, right? You don't know, and like we talked about, so you can't just day one or his property, and he's obviously very happy about it, so he's so willing to return it, but he's something.
Yeah.
So win a lot of
At least he'll have to
more about the investigation that's underway. Plus, just days away from the first presidential debate, just ahead a look at how both candidates are preparing for the big day.
So much activity, everyone. Of course, want to mention it quick again. Heat index values are going to be around 105 degrees and above all the way through Wednesday. But also, we will be seeing those little bubble up storm changes, a bit better chance of storms on Thursday, and then we'll need to pick up the pace with some rain activity. Not much to cool off South Carolina. Let's get this all back to us after this.
WIS, we know you're busy, which is why we're here whenever you need us. Anytime, any screen. With the big breaking news, fire crews are responding to the scene. First alert
A
forecast.
slight chance of rain for us.
And the stories you don't want to miss.
The number of wedges down on their schools campus.
Just search WIS wherever you stream and catch up on the latest news of the day. All for free and on your schedule. Hopefully making your day a little less hectic. Did I mention the first alert forecast? WIS, whenever you want.
Westshore Home is making bathroom remodeling easier and more affordable than ever with their biggest sale of the year event. So if you're holding off on your bathroom remodel, you're going to want to stay tuned.
That's right. For a limited time, we're offering 48 months of 0% APR financing. We want to help people tackle that bathroom remodel right now without worrying about the cost. And on top of that, I'm offering $3,500 off all full bathroom models with our biggest sale of the year.
That's an amazing offer, DJ. I'll share that I actually had Westshore Home remodel my bathroom, and I have to say, it was incredible from start to finish. My new shower looks amazing, and it matches my bathroom perfectly. Take a
To
look at
my
some of the before and after
heart.
photos. It completely
Good.
changed my bathroom.
This
Okay,
offer
let's
is
see what's
extended
going
1
on.
week over. Visit westshorehome.com/fullbath or call the number on the
Hey.
screen right now and get 48 months
Welcome,
of 0%
welcome, welcome.
APR
Good
financing.
morning, good
It's
morning,
also
good
great.
morning.
It's interest-free until 2028.
And yes, I do have
Call us right now.
Instagram.
You'll get an additional $3,500 off the entire project.
When you're injured in South Carolina, let me tell you what you deserve.
English.
Understands your values, speaks your language, and is invested.
I can't really say too much.
When you're injured in our state,
I want to
call
get
us because you deserve better.
Kind of feels like everyone's trying to copy it.
89. Happy Monday.
It won't
I'm
like
just
this job is easy.
I want to see if I could do this. Catch him in a bad mood, but not and trigger it, you know. Opa! Wait.
Doesn't care. Shingles is a
So that's why you know you don't hear anything, and
That's what Shingles doesn't care. 99% of adults 50 years or older
in case he comes in with a bad attitude, y'all will see it, y'all will hear it.
For a family outing. Guess what? Shingles doesn't care. But Shingrix protects. Only Shingrix is proven over 90% effective. Shingrix is a vaccine used to prevent shingles in adults 50 years and older. Shingrix does not protect everyone and is not for those with severe allergic reactions to its ingredients or to a previous dose. An increased risk of Guillain-Barré syndrome is observed after getting Shingrix. Fainting can also happen. The most common side effects are pain, redness, and swelling at the injection site, muscle pain, tiredness, headache, shivering, fever, and upset stomach. Shingles doesn't care, but Shingrix protects. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Shingrix today.
Richland County School District 1 is continuing to mourn after a Midland school principal died following a car crash. Officials saying 41-year-old Dr. Jason Kepke will be laid to rest today. A funeral service is being held at First Baptist Church of Spartanburg. The Richland County coroner says that Kepke died in a crash near Hayward, Brockington, and Monticello Road last Thursday. He worked in the Midlands at Forest Heights Elementary for the last 3 years. The service is set to begin at 4:30.
In today's crime alert, Richland County deputies need your help identifying a man who was involved in a chase last week that led to a canine officer getting killed. Take a good look at your screen here. Officials released these photos of the suspect. Deputies say the chase started when they noticed a stolen van. The driver reportedly refused to stop, and the chase continued on to I-77. Deputies were eventually able to stop the car, but the chase continued on foot. Deputies say Canine Wick was sent after the suspect, and he was hit by another car after his leash broke. Authorities say if you know who the suspect may be, please contact the Richland County Sheriff's Department.
Well, following the recent outbreak of gun violence across the state, Be Smart how to secure their firearms. So the SMART acronym stands for Secure All Guns in Your Home and Vehicles, and is for Model Responsible Behavior Around Guns. Ask about unsecured guns in other people's homes. R is recognize the role of firearms in suicide. And finally, T is for tell family, friends, and others to be smart.
We know that most kids can find anything. We know kids can find Christmas presents, birthday presents, chocolate, all the treats and stuff like that. So hiding a gun is not securing a gun. We also know kids can climb. We know they can get into tight spaces. And kids are curious. If they find something, they're gonna explore it. And we also know that if you tell a child not to touch something, they're probably gonna touch it.
Yep. We still do it as adults, don't we?
Smart for Kids. Just head to this story on our website at wistv.com.
And a reminder for you this morning, polls will be open once again tomorrow in statewide primary runoff elections. We have a few reminders though before you cast that ballot. First, polls will be open from 7 in the morning to 7 p.m. in the counties where there is at least one runoff. Second, a photo ID is required to vote in person. And finally, you can only vote in races that you voted in during the June 11th primary. For more information and a full list of Midlands runoffs, you can head to our website, wistv.com.
Taking a live look over our nation's capital this morning, where several major Supreme Court decisions are expected this week. Plus, the first presidential debate is just days away. Washington correspondent Ryan Henson has your look ahead from Washington.
There are 12 decisions expected this week before the end of the Supreme Court
Hola,
session.
hola,
Question over Donald
hola,
Trump's immunity as he argues
Cito.
former presidents are immune from prosecution for official acts taken in office. We're also waiting to hear the decision over the validity of obstruction charges against hundreds of January 6 rioters. A major decision will determine if pregnant women are entitled to life-saving care if that care includes an abortion. Families of opioid victims await a ruling on if the Sackler family will be liable in lawsuits against Purdue Pharma as the nation's high court determines the fate of a nationwide settlement with the OxyContin maker, which would allocate billions of dollars to combat the country's opioid epidemic. Justices also need to rule on if it's cruel and unusual to enforce public camping restrictions against homeless people. On Thursday, President Biden, former President Trump, they will face off for the first presidential debate.
Bing, bing, round one.
Atlanta, but for the first time, there will be no audience, and mics will be muted with candidates on speaking.
Good luck, because you know what? We know how to talk over a mic.
As we keep on into your morning, everybody, it has been
We smart. We know how to do.
mild one out there, but we need to keep getting you ready for what's to come in these afternoons. And it's just about heat danger. We've been talking about it all last week, getting you ready for the weekend. Now, as we continue into this week, we're just seeing things even getting slightly hotter than they've been already. So, of course, if you've been feeling it out there, you've been preparing for it, you just got to keep up with that as we go through the course of this week. Heat index for the year 105, what we actually feel like when you factor in the heats and all the upper 90s combined with the humidity and the big need to get those breaks in the shade out there, because that sun is going to be very, very intense over the course of the middle of this week as well. Hydrating is just, of course, going to be a big factor. Got to make sure you're trying to keep up with as well as we make a move into this week. And I did want to give you a check on Broader the Bridge, but that camera looks like it's down. Because that's just the background that pops up when cameras are down now. So we're just going to be showing you that. And the high temperatures are up. There you go. Actually, it's hot back in. So how about it? We got Broader the Bridge. We got mid-70s for your morning as we work to see a little bit more busy roads out there, but still a very tranquil start to the day. You gotta love that. It's nice to get through the humble beginnings of the day. You just gotta grab the pair of shades. Don't need the umbrella. Don't need to worry, of course, about more travel hazards as we make our move into just getting ready for this heat. And then we see all of this soaring up into the day yet again, like we've been seeing, because we don't have anything coming towards South Carolina to help cool us off. No excessive clouds, no excessive rain, no cold fronts. It's just all going to be about temperatures and just being allowed to rise for all of these days. So we keep up with that with very limited relief into the week, and that's going to be the main thing. You would think by the end of this we might see just a little bit of a switch up, quick change of pace, but not so much. It's just going to be really tough to get a pattern shift for us, the way that the atmosphere is setting up for the southeastern U.S. and obviously for us here in the Midlands. Keeping on to the afternoons, we will be seeing our limited moisture that we have in our atmosphere getting sent up into the skies, trying to, of course, form a few storms, but it's going to be very far.
I have a question for E News, E Online, or E to E channel. I was flipping through the channels and I found out y'all are playing Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Now, y'all hadn't played them in a good while since they went to Hulu. So, what's up? What's up?
So it's a very odd combination where it's still going to be very warm and obviously very hot, hazy, and humid out there, but you're still trying to see some drier air fighting. So getting into the heat cast today, very much in place, is what that will be. And all those upper 90s, finest in the middle of the afternoon, still need to keep first already forward to that because it's been all about these hazards of the heat. And we got it on the weekend, now we have 3 straight days once more, all of it up in red because of that heat index potential. 105 plus. Get ready for it, prepare, and
get ready for it. Get ready for it.
Go through and rotate and talk about it. We gotta actually apply it because we're very much here in the thick of summer feels. And as you can see later this week,
I cannot see the chat, but I know that my Nightbot is and my mods are. Just don't type in chat. Don't type in all caps because Nightbot will say that it is spamming and it'll time you out for 5 seconds. So please, no typing in caps.
It's the first and only nasal spray for dry eye. Tyrvaya treats the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease fast by helping your body produce its own real tears. Common side effects include sneezing, cough, and throat and nose irritation. Relying only on drops? Not me. My own real tears are my relief. Ask your eye doctor about Tyrvaya.
When the storm hits and the power goes out, fortunately matters. At AAA Heating and Air's electrical division, your family's safety and comfort is our top priority. Our whole home generator installations ensure that your lights stay on, your food stays fresh, and most importantly, your family stays safe and comfortable, even in the darkest of times. Plus, with our home electric vehicle charging stations, you can power up your ride. Trust AAA Heating and Air's electrical division to keep your home safe, efficient, and prepared. Go to AAAGenPower.com to schedule your free estimate on a generator or EV charger install today.
Internet and car wreck? Come on, Columbia, you know what to do. Call me, Shelly Lee. I'd like to get you the most money you deserve.
It's true. I was in a car wreck and I got hurt. I called Shelly Lee immediately, and she got me $750,000.
Car wreck cases are what I do. I have a team that works non-stop until we get results for our clients. Remember,
Do what you
can't come to us,
want.
we'll come to
Do
you.
what you
Insurance,
want.
Google Shelly Lee. Call.
At WIS, we know you're busy, which is why we're here anytime, any screen. The big breaking news, fire crews are responding to storm forecast. A slight chance of rain and the storms you don't want to miss. WIS, whenever you want.
We're getting a live look here at I-26 to bring you all the latest updates right here.
Be on time every time. WIS News 10 First Alert Traffic, sponsored by Corner Pantry.
We know summer is the season we all look forward to. So, of course, you want it to be perfect. But the truth is, no one reminisces about that one time everything went exactly according to plan. So soak it in. Because summer's greatest hits are often the imperfect stories we remember perfectly. Summer's greatest hits are here.
They say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Well, they are correct. Breakfast just got an upgrade. Go for the steak, egg, and cheese bagel with its perfectly seasoned steak patties. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
The players say it shouldn't be called a rivalry, but every meeting between the Fever and Sky has delivered. Sunday's matchup with their season is different. Yet another meeting between Aaliyah Boston and Camila Cardoso, a battle of former Gamecock teammates that gets better every game. Boston hosts the 7th straight game with 10-plus points. She finished 18 and 7 rebounds. Cardoso continues to grow. This is her 9th game back from injury, and she records a double-double. 16 points, 10 rebounds on 7 of 9 shooting from the field. Teammate Angel Reese lights it up, 25 points and 16 rebounds, and the Sky collects their first win of the season over the Fever, 88-87. The Cardoso-Reese duo combines for 26 boards, one more than the 25 the Fever haul in as a team. Cardoso said it best after they were drafted together. They don't want anyone getting rebounds on them.
I think that's something we focus on, you know. Angel, she's been obviously good since college. Her game was playing really well, and I'm picking up on that too. I want to be a rebounder. I want to be a respect player. So I think that's something we focus as a post player forward. I'm so excited.
Do what you
Our
want.
future is bright.
Do what you want.
And that's just looking out there.
Game 2 of the College World Series Finals in Omaha. Texas A&M leads the series after its 9-5 victory over Tennessee on Saturday. Aggies pick up where they left off. Jace Laviolette launches one straight into the grandstands and into the densely packed area of A&M fans. 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first. Takes a while, but Tennessee responds. The Volunteers get on the board in the 7th. Dylan Drayling sends it to the same spot, and with another runner on, Tennessee takes its first lead of the finals, 2-1. Top of the 8th, another Volunteer goes yard. Cal Stark tacks on 2 more, and A&M can't get anything else going. Series as good as this one has to go to 3, right? Well, Tennessee wins 4-1. Game 3 set for tonight at 7 on ESPN.
Oh, damn. That has never happened before. Yeah, Carolina. One back to back.
The Yankees took game 2 on Saturday. This one's a better start for Atlanta on Sunday. Jared Kelenic hangs one into the stands in right center. The Braves take a 1-0 lead in the 3rd. He gets them their 2nd run, too. Sac fly out to left, and in comes Ramon Laureano. 2-0 in the 5th. Ozzy Albies caps it off, RBI single to score Orlando Arcia. Braves take 2 in New York. 3-1, the final. Well, forgive me if you've heard this one before, but Scotty Scheffler won. The world #1 golfer secured his 6th win in his last 10 starts, matching Tiger Woods as the only golfers to win 6 times in a single season while ranked at the top. Scheffler is just the 4th player in the last 40 years with 6 wins in a single PGA Tour season. This one comes down to a playoff with Tom Kim. Scheffler had a 1-stroke lead.
Scheffler.
Green. So Kim matched him at 60.
Stifler.
The extra holes. It only takes 1. Kim lands in the bunker, and Scheffler 2 putts for the win. That's what it's for. Send Julia Western.
You love a cold, refreshing soft drink from McDonald's. So we got even colder ones.
Frozen.
Frozen Hawaiian Punch, or any size iced coffee, or vanilla Coke, just $2 each. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
A perfect day for a family outing. Shingles doesn't care, but Shaywix protects. Only Shaywix is proven over 90% effective. Shaywix is a vaccine used to prevent shingles in adults 50 years and older. Shaywix does not protect everyone. It's not for those with severe allergic reactions to its ingredients or their previous dose. An increased risk of Guillain-Barré syndrome is observed after getting Shaywix. Fainting can also happen. The most common side effects are pain, redness, and swelling at the injection site, muscle pain, tiredness, headache, shivering, fever, and upset stomach. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Shaywix today.
Personal injury lawyers are everywhere, and they come in all shapes and sizes. So how do you choose? I'm Michael Jeffco. I grew up in South Carolina. I went to school here. I met my wife here, and together we opened the Jeffco firm right here to help our community get the support they deserve. Over the last 25 years, we've won millions of dollars for injured accident victims right here in our home state.
We believe that local is better.
And you deserve better.
It's so easy to get your windshield replaced using SafeLight. Tell the people why you haven't done it. Started off as a chip and it just keeps going. So what do we do now? I scheduled an appointment at SafeLight.com. SafeLight Repair. SafeLight Replace.
Yeah! SafeLight Repair, SafeLight Replace.
WIS News 10 in HD is is sponsored by McWhorter Bellinger and Associates. I'm Pat McWhorter. Injured? Call McWhorter Bellinger and Associates for a free consultation.
West Shore Home is making bathroom remodeling easier and more affordable than ever with their biggest sale of the year event. So if you're holding off on your bathroom remodel, you're going to want to stay tuned.
That's right. For a limited time, we're offering 48 months of 0% APR financing. We want to help people tackle that bathroom remodel right now without worrying about the cost. And on top of that, I'm offering $3,500 off all full bathroom models with our biggest sale of the year.
That's an amazing offer, DJ. I'll share that I actually had West Shore Home remodel my bathroom, and I have to say, it was incredible from start to finish. My new shower looks amazing, and it matches my bathroom perfectly. Take a look at some of the before and after photos. It completely changed my bathroom.
This offer is extended for 1 week only. Visit weststorehome.com/fullbath or call the number on the screen right now to get 48 months of 0% APR financing. This deal is so great, it's interest-free until 2028. And if you call in right now, you'll get an additional $3,500 off the entire project.
At WIS, we're up to get you going.
Let's get right to the big stories you need to know before
I do this, all the time. So never mind me. Mind the business. We're just trying to think.
Feeling sweet? Enjoy the chocolatey flavor of an Oreo frappuccino.
And I think a lot.
Try classic lemonade. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Live from Columbia, South Carolina, WYS News 10 Sunrise starts now.
Hey everybody, good morning to you. We are focusing on the heat index danger zones as we're getting to that threshold of heat exhaustion being a big problem around the region. 105, and we're going to be seeing that for a few days here. So we really got to focus on that for those of you who take part in a lot of outdoor activity still during a typical week, or your job takes you outside. Oh, so crucial to keep yourselves protected. And as, of course, we see, we're going to build up these temperatures. You have time to prepare. Obviously, they're not in the morning. What we settle in with right now is going to be a lot of these temps still in the 70s. But we just, of course, have that big potential to climb as the day goes along. So you got to keep up with all the precautions as these temperatures get to those points. Right now, we see 77 for Camden. Now out this way around Stanton, still upper 70s in Sumter. Manning, get down to Orangeburg, more mid-70s. Actually been one of the cooler spots around the region. Between Lexington and Richland counties, everyone far in between there, we have gotten right around 75 or above. But I'm rising up to these temperatures now. That sun
Do what you
very much
want.
in play.
Do what you
Around
want.
77. Continuing on that morning grind, very much in the 70s. Likely we don't want to have the hot coffee as much as some other mornings. Whatever goes on though with your day, whatever you love to kickstart your Monday, make it a great one. Just be ready to keep cool out there as these temperatures make that push into the afternoon, and we work to see those high temperatures around the upper 90s. So this is all going to be something that, of course, we're going onward into the day with, but perhaps because these temperatures, if you have more time to spend indoors, do so maybe reading a book. That's what we're going to be talking about this morning. Let's take a check right now with a great young mind. Sunrise Sit Down starts right now.
Sharing a message of acceptance and kindness. One administrator is doing just that in her new book.
Oh yeah, Harmony Lodemold is a student at Lee Park Elementary and is now a published author. Her book is called It's Okay to Be Different, and she's joining us this morning. Harmony, welcome. So excited to talk about your book. And let me just say, so proud of you, a fifth grader, already a published author. Just tell us, have you always loved to read and write?
Not really.
Not really? So it's something you decided to? Okay. And what made you want to write the book?
What made me want to write the book is an author named Dan Tucker came to our school and he explained to us about share your story and how if our book got chosen that it'll get published and sold on Amazon. And another thing is that my teacher, she noticed that everybody wasn't interested, so she made it as 2 grades in the grade book. And I have a 4-year-old brother that is an amputee, and he was born with a birth delay that caused his tibial bone in his lower leg to not be. He was missing it.
So you definitely had a lot of inspiration for this book, it sounds like. Talk a little bit about, how your brother's story led you to write this book.
So I wanted the kids and the adults out there in the world to know, like, to love yourself the way that God created you, and to keep pushing. And it's okay to be different, even if you're different. Like you can keep pushing to be like other kids.
Absolutely. So now a published author and your book is online on Amazon. Talk about how that feeling was for you to get chosen for the competition.
I was surprised and happy and knew that it was going to be a change in my life.
Definitely. I know you mentioned that this wasn't just, an everyday thing where you got chosen to this. You had to compete against some other people for it. So what was it like to know that you were the one who got chosen?
It was surprising. It was interesting. It was a great moment for me and my family.
Absolutely. And Harmony, let me just say, your message that you're sharing in this book is so important. That message of acceptance, embracing people's differences. And I'm sure that your brother, too, was so excited that you wrote this story about him. Do you have any plans now to, write any future books since you're a published author?
Yes, if it's in God's hands.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's a
Absolutely. And
smart.
Harmony
Oh,
to Harlem, Harmony's brother. It's his birthday today. So what a great day for her to come on this morning and share all about this awesome book. You can pick it up. I'm sure it'll be a great summer read for your family. It's called It's Okay to Be Different. And again, it's available on Amazon.com. We'll have that link with the story on our website.
oh, let me do that. I will get that book.
$12 for a paperback copy. Harmony, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Best of luck. I cannot wait to see this future author and all of her books. Right, Dorothy?
Yes.
I have a collection.
Absolutely. And you definitely have to wish your brother a very happy birthday from all of us here at Sunrise.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much, Harmony. Stay with us. We
Oh.
got just the rest coming up after this quick break.
Get a full 10-day forecast from the WIS First Alert Weather Team, so you'll always know what's coming. The First Alert 10-day forecast, sponsored by Jim Hudson Automotive Group. I'm Pat McWhorter.
And I'm Stacy Meyer.
It'll be an amazing. Oh my God, I gotta get that book. I shop on Amazon anyway.
If you've been injured, call us at 803 Law Firm.
Alpha Living now has 14 hot tubs and are $49.99. Our patent pending thermofill will fill your hot tub with hot water on demand, then drain it when you're done, eliminating the need for chemicals and high electric bills. Shop us now at shophottubs.com.
My knees were a mess. I'm a golfer. It's a very big thing in my life to be able to get in my car and go to the club and hit golf balls and practice. And I couldn't do this. My pain was so bad, I even considered surgery. I didn't want to have surgery because it would take me out of what I like to do too long. And I wanted to see if there was something out there that would prevent this.
Do you suffer with arthritis pain? Is it keeping you from the activities you love and you feel that surgery is your only option? Then you need to call Arthritis Knee Pain Centers for a free, no-obligation screening today. Call 800-340-3906. That's 800-340-3906. Arthritis Knee Pain Centers use cutting-edge, image-guided treatments that place a natural lubricating gel directly into your affected joints. This FDA-approved non-surgical procedure replenishes the missing cushioning fluid to provide you with comfort and pain relief.
Before the treatment, I was limited on what I could do. It was frustrating. If you had asked me, would I be practicing every day, walking around, doing my gym work, I would have never thought that. I had the procedure done in my knee. It was a miracle. I couldn't believe the relief that I got.
These treatments help to improve your mobility without surgery or downtime.
Arthritis Knee Pain Centers gave me relief that I was looking for. They care about your pain.
Covered by Medicare and most private insurance, we've helped relieve the pain for over 50,000 patients.
Arthritis Knee Pain Center relieved my pain and got my life back. The rest is history, baby.
Remember, our procedure is covered by Medicare and most private insurance. So get back to living your life and doing the things you love with less pain. Call Arthritis Knee Pain Centers and schedule your no-charge screening now. Call 800-340-3906. That's 800-340-3906.
Every night at 6, WIS is where the Midlands turns for what's happening right now and what's happening next. WIS 10, your first alert.
But that'll be amazing for me to get that book and do a read and because it's for kids and adults, and I can do a read on it. I think I'm gonna have to look at it to see if they do a hard copy or just paperback, which will be amazing. And I think a fifth grader, if a fifth grader could do this, damn anybody can, you know?
Former President Trump spent the weekend on the campaign trail mocking his
Which is so true.
He's sleeping now. Because they want to get him good and strong.
Age and readiness will be central for both candidates on stage, the two oldest to square off in the earliest ever debate of the general election season, letting a wider audience tune in to the candidates' takes on key issues from the economy to immigration and abortion on this second anniversary of the overturning of Roe v. Wade.
Another year since Donald Trump stripped women of our constitutional freedoms, foundational to women's rights.
Protests are planned today outside the U.S. Supreme Court. Former President Trump thanking the conservative justices, including 3 he appointed, who reversed federal abortion protections, while saying he supports exceptions for rape, incest, and the life of the mother.
No, you have to go with your heart. You have to also remember you have to get elected.
Trump, you bastard!
Test that could be key to who gets elected in November. Former President Trump says he has decided who his running mate will be, and while he's not making any announcements yet, he suggested that vice presidential pick will be at the debate on Thursday. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News. In other national headlines this morning, as you just heard, today marks 2 years since the Supreme Court Dobbs decision effectively overturned Roe v. Wade. The anniversary comes as the High Court considers another
But you know what?
abortion case.
July 5th, down at the Valley, is coming on Stars. And I want to watch it because, man, I kept up with P Valley. Oh, shoot. I love me some Uncle Clifford. Love me some Uncle Clifford.
A memorial to honor those killed and a museum to teach others about the importance of combating anti-Semitism. At least 10 people were hurt in a shooting in Ohio over the weekend. Police in Columbus say...
Yeah, Columbia, Ohio. Yeah, no, Columbus.
Shooting that happened early Sunday. Officers say they witnessed the suspect...
I caught you on the goof up.
...drive away, leading to a high-speed chase.
Do what you want. Do what you want.
Check this out. Palmetto State has a new Olympian to root for this summer in Paris. Her name is Melissa Jefferson, and she's a Hemingway native and Coastal Carolina alum.
Okay, she's a Chanticleer.
100-meter qualifier, just 9/100ths of a second behind Sha'Carri Richardson, who's one of her training partners. Jefferson says that she was ready to meet this moment.
Every time I come to Hayward, it's always in a championship setting, so I know it's time to show up and show out, and that's what I did today.
Woo!
Absolutely. Well, we look forward to rooting for Melissa when the Olympics kick off in just a little over a month.
She showed up and showed out. Okay, you go, girl.
Always great when you get to Olympic season, only every 4 years. As temperatures get hotter in the summer, you know it's time for them, and also you know it's time for this. Time to prepare. Take a look, it's hot and humid here in the Midlands.
Do what you want.
We're seeing
Do what you
want.
want.
First solar weather day. And we're going to make sure you're all staying safe out there. Everyone's being as calm, as cool, and as collected as you can. Temperatures make that big push into the day, where it's not even just about upper 90s for temperatures, because obviously we don't see a dry heat here in South Carolina. It's about the heat index, what the feeling temperatures are going to be. And it's going to be close to 105 or just above.
You go west and it's more like a dry heat.
Quick check, I-77 has been looking really
The
good
heat
this
is
morning. All of our highways
does
have interstate
it's not what gets you.
slowdowns
It's the
already
damn
closed. Pretty solid
humidity.
so far. Let's keep it up that way. Safe travels. We got beautiful weather to hit the roads to this morning. Mid-70s right now. That's sun breaking through. Lexington right around 76 with Columbia, as you see it downtown. Surrounding communities. Sumter is almost at 80. Orangeburg is just about 75. Winsboro, Newberry, Saluda, plenty of temperatures, close to 75 still. But it's it's not about the morning temperatures, of course. Of course, you know it's going to be very mild, muggy for the starts of the day. One thing, of course, I do want to continue to focus on is, the morning tranquility that still continues for us. We don't have to deal with morning showers or storms. It's going to be very good for any commutes you got to make, but it still, of course, gives us that capacity to rise even higher with these temperatures because we start out with, not much of anything to cool us off. It's just still going to be about how all of this continues to settle over South Carolina, and it's just that heat dome that really doesn't go anywhere because there's nothing to push it away. It's just going to be over top of us. The only thing that, of course, changes pace is the sun going down before it rises up again, and that's going to be the only thing that can keep us a little cooler. Going into this afternoon, we're going to be seeing those highs pushing to around 98, 99 degrees, a couple spotty showers and storms, but that will be it. When you get these to pop up because of general instability in your atmosphere, it's not going to be something that works to cool off the region. It can for a very brief stint over a couple isolated communities. That's it. And as we go into the next coming days, that's basically how we do it for 3 straight days. Not 100% copy and paste weather, but we're very, very close. A lot of similarities to this stretch of first alert weather days. So we keep on with that to Tuesday. And again, a little bit of a lesser chance. I would anticipate more of the low country, perhaps Orangeburg County, getting clipped by a couple storms later in the day. We can still see it in other spots in the Midlands. It's just going to be tough to actually form because we're also getting some high pressure to try and fight into our region.
I'm still trying to wake up.
It sounds when I'm talking about really hot and humid weather, but it's just the way things are shaking out. It just means that we're not really going to be getting much rain potential. So in short, that actually does get us a bit hotter in this regard, the way this pattern is setting up. Especially because during a lot of these points, we're going to be getting a southerly breeze, and that only continues to foster more of that heat to build as well. Today, it's not going to be a particular national holiday. I want to give a shout out again to National Pollinator Week because we kick off one we're supposed to honor and make sure.
Bug, well, he ain't talking about you, honey.
So crucial is pollination to plants, to flowers.
You don't pollinate shit, you shit, but you don't pollinate.
Always got to be thankful for the bees out there, not wasps. Hate the wasps, but
that's more like the bug. She's a wasp.
We see a first alert weather day today for that heat. Make sure you are being mindful.
She's a damn mosquito.
Index that's rising around 105 to 107 for the span of days. It is going to be a sweltering stretch because you got to think about too where we are in the year. This is something that happens. Typically does at least 1 or 2 points as we get into July, but we're still getting through June here and we're already getting these feels. So please prepare for all this accordingly as we look through this first 10-day forecast. Very limited relief into the week.
You have been chasing this impossible train for so long, son.
This is nothing compared to the next level.
I did not know the last year we have just to crumble and not to
Just to crumble and fall.
Welcome to the big leagues, bro.
We worked hard to get here. When you leave LA and you go wherever the NFL tells you to, you just you're ready.
All American. New episode tonight at 8/7 Central on the CW.
When you have moderate to severe eczema, it's okay to show off. With Dupixent, show off your clearer skin and less itch. Because you have plenty of reasons to show off your skin. With Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists, you can stay ahead of your eczema. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help heal your skin from within. Many adults saw 90% clearer skin. Some even achieve long-lasting clearer skin and fast itch relief after first dose. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor.
What's up, what's up,
Show
what's
off to
up?
the world.
What's up, what's
Ask
up,
your
what's
eczema
up?
specialist
Hey, what's
about
up, what's
Dupixent.
up, what's up?
Kind of feels like everyone's trying to copy the $5 biggie bag. So how can you spot a knockoff? It won't taste like Wendy's.
Yeah.
That was easy. When the deal is as fresh as the meal, gotta be Wendy's.
First.
Ooh, I can't wait for this family getaway.
Shingles doesn't care. Shingles is a painful, blistering rash that can last for weeks.
There's nothing like a day out with friends.
That's nice. But shingles doesn't care.
99% of adults 50 years or older already have the virus that causes shingles inside them, and it can reactivate at any time. A perfect day for a family outing. Guess what?
Shingles doesn't care.
Shingrix protects. Only Shingrix is proven over 90% effective. Shingrix is a vaccine used to prevent shingles in adults 50 years and older. Shingrix does not protect everyone and is not for those with severe allergic reactions to its ingredients or to a previous dose. An increased risk of Guillain-Barré syndrome is observed after getting Shingrix. Fainting can also happen. The most common side effects are pain, redness, and swelling at the injection site, muscle pain, tiredness, headache, shivering, fever, and upset stomach. Shingles doesn't care, but Shingrix protects. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Shingrix today.
Joint law firms obtained over $100 million plus verdicts and settlements for injured South Carolinians. If you unfortunately suffered a serious injury or lost a loved one in an accident, you have a been there, done that law firm on your side. Just call Joy.
Here's a reason to smile this morning.
Good job! Powering young women doesn't always involve power tools. With the Charlotte Fire Department, at least for this week, it does.
Outdoors and do things I've never done before. So this was something new for me.
Gabrielle Moore is one of dozens of girls taking part in Camp Ignite, an experience hosted by CFT for young girls to give them the experience of being a firefighter, so they can pursue it and know they can excel at it.
We've been on it since 2015.
Vanessa Roy leads the camp, which has been going on for nearly a decade.
I'm just going to sit here for a little bit. It may be a little quiet.
Awareness, but also just empowerment. A lot of girls don't get the necessary, support that they feel they may need, or they just don't know what their options are when you go outside. Like, there are very, important career fields, but we want to share our career field as well.
Kira Leeper says firefighting runs in her family. Her aunt is even the first person to go through Camp Ignite and end up joining CFT. She wants to follow in those footsteps.
I want to be a firefighter.
And this isn't just inspiring young girls, it's inspiring other fire departments. Departments from Greenville, North Carolina and South Carolina, Atlanta, Greensboro, Concord, and Columbia, South Carolina have sent girls to take part. It even inspired the Greensboro, Chapel Hill, and Carrboro fire departments to start their own camps, extending the reach of a movement that is showing the future of firefighting could very well be beaten.
PIS News 10 in
Yep.
HD is sponsored by McWhorter Bellinger and Associates. I'm Pat McWhorter.
Sisters are doing it for themselves.
The advanced form of dry age-related
And
macular
standing on their
degeneration
own
can
2 feet.
damage your vision. It can progress
And they on
faster than you think. When
there.
GA threatens your eyes, take a stand. Slow GA with Syfovre. Syfovre is an eye injection that was proven to slow damaging lesion growth over 2 years with increasing effect over time. It's the only FDA-approved treatment to slow GA in as few as 6 doses per year.
Don't take Syfovre if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye that may include pain and redness. Syfovre can cause serious side effects such as eye infection and retinal detachments, severe inflammation of vessels in the retina which may result in severe vision loss, wet AMD, eye inflammation, and an increase in eye pressure. Most common side effects are eye discomfort, wet AMD, small specks floating in vision, and blood in the white of the eye. Tell your doctor right away if you have any side effects.
Every moment counts. Act now to slow GA with Syfovre. Ask your retina specialist about Syfovre.
The First Alert Out-the-Door Weather Forecast is sponsored by Premier Roofing, affordable repairs and installations. What does farm to table mean to you? Fresher, tastier food?
Because I just want to see how far I could really get going, that I could really do this live this morning.
That's because you buy certified SC. You're supporting South Carolina farmers.
But it's not hurting my feelings.
Whatever table. So choose local, choose fresh. It's a matter of taste. Get the Midland's most trusted 10-day forecast from the WIS First Alert Weather Team.
When you're injured in South Carolina, let me tell you.
Now, if the phone rings and I go in the bedroom to answer it, I'm going to have to put y'all on mute.
It is invested in your future.
because there may be some personal information that I don't want to be released here. Because I know some people, would get a hold of it and eat. Yeah, you too. And run with it.
Top stories this morning in Columbia. Police are investigating a weekend shooting that happened at Three Rivers Apartments. Officials say it happened around 1:30 a.m. Saturday. One person was taken to a local hospital when at last checked they're in stable condition. Officers are still working to find out what led up to the shooting, and no arrests have been made at this time. If you have any information, you're asked to contact the Columbia Police Department.
Family members of a pregnant Richland County woman who was found dead in her home last week are now speaking out.
Investigators say 31-year-old Chandrika Graham was found dead in her home on Northfield Court last Wednesday. She was roughly 7.5 months pregnant at the time with her first daughter, Tegan. Graham's husband, Gerard Graham, has been arrested and charged with her murder and the murder of their unborn child. Chandrika's father, Harold White, says that he was devastated when he found out his daughter was gone, her death hitting the family hard as Chandrika's mother also lost her life to domestic violence.
She died at 35, my daughter died at 31, and now she's got a 2-year-old son that I gotta raise. This is unbelievable, the parent.
Chandrika's family says that she had unconditional love for everyone, especially her son Kian, who they now fear won't have memories of his mother. Graham's husband is currently being held at the Alvin S. Glenn Detention Center. The Sheriff's Department says this is an ongoing investigation.
Money for road and bridge improvements, raises for teachers and state employees, and income tax cuts are all in line to be funded in the next year in South Carolina. Last Friday, state Senate and House negotiators wrapped up weeks of talks to finalize the state's next $13 billion spending plan. It includes money to raise teachers' starting salaries to a minimum of $47,000. In addition to that,
Well, I'm trying to figure out.
of dollars are also
I think I
set to be
know
spent
what
on
to do.
bridge repairs and local
I
road
think I
maintenance.
know.
That's too much money to go on our county transportation fees. We should not have potholes in our district. If you continue to have potholes in your district, you need to take a look at your county transportation committee. They're not doing their work.
The full General Assembly will be back in session on Wednesday to officially approve the budget and send it to Governor McMaster's desk. McMaster will have a few days to issue his vetoes, but lawmakers say they expect the budget will be in effect when the new fiscal year begins on July 1st.
Richland County School District 1 is continuing to mourn the loss of a Midlands principal. Officials say 41-year-old Dr. Jason Kepke will be laid to rest today. A funeral service is being held at First Baptist Church of Spartanburg. The Richland County coroner says that Kepke died in a car crash near Hayward, Brockington, and Monticello Road last week. He worked in the Midlands at Forest Heights Elementary for the last 3 years. That service is set to begin at 4:30 p.m.
And a reminder for you this morning, the polls will be open once again tomorrow in statewide primary runoff elections. We have a few reminders though before you cast that ballot. First, polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. in the counties where there is at least one runoff. Second, a photo ID is required to vote in person. And finally, you can only vote in races that you voted in during the June 11th primary. For more information and a full list of Midlands runoffs, you can head to our website, wistv.com.
And check this out. The Palmetto State has a new Olympian to root for in Paris. Her name is Melissa Jefferson, and she's a Hemingway native and Coastal Carolina alum. Jefferson placed second in the 100-meter qualifier, just 900ths of a second behind Sha'Carri Richardson, who is one of her training partners. Look forward to rooting for Melissa when the Olympics kick off in just a little over a month right here on NBC.
Oh, she gonna be partnered up with Sha'Carri.
Love Olympics season heating up. It is just about time.
Damn, you go, girl. You showed up and showed out.
NBC portion of WIS, but we're closing things out here on the CW, and thank you so much for being with us this morning. As we take a check, we are going to be bringing into some temperatures climbing in the upper 90s. DC, just settling into South Carolina, scorching, sweltering. Whatever word you want to use, you got to make sure you are doing your best to stay safe from it as we make our move into these afternoons. Feel like temperatures will be around 105. Hydrate yourselves, take the breaks in the shade. Please protect those who you know are more vulnerable to these temperatures.
Definitely very hot temperatures out there right now. It honestly feels so much hotter than it even says on the board.
Yeah, as Tony was saying, be sure that you're aware, make sure you're keeping the pets, the kids safe out in this heat, but enjoy yourself. It's a nice summer day overall. Just stay hydrated, right?
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us here on the CW. We hope you have a great rest of your day.
Live from Columbia,
I know the
South
stream is boring, but I'm
Carolina,
just.
WIS News 10
This is
Sunrise
mornings.
starts
This
now.
is mornings here.
Just ahead on Sunrise, one Richland County family mourning the loss of their loved one after she was killed by her husband, and they say they felt this pain before. How they plan to honor her life.
Also, we're going to be back and ready for the heat again, my friends. We are going to be seeing the big heat to look before you lock as we take a check. Say an 80 or 98-degree temperature today. Inside the car, 133 degrees, and it only gets hotter as the day continues. Let's see how all these factors continue to play a big role and how you should be preparing next.
And lawmakers have finalized the details of the next state budget. What hurdles it still has to clear before reaching the governor's desk.
Good Monday morning, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to Sunrise on the CW. I'm Intisar Faulkner.
And I'm Jordan Markoff. We're so glad you're joining us here on this warm and muggy morning. We want to get you out the door, though, with your first alert forecast. So joining us now is meteorologist Tony Chiavaroli. Tony, we've got a first alert weather day in store. So how hot is it going to feel outside?
Alrighty, it's Sarge Jordan. It is going to be getting hot out there. We're talking feel like temps later today of 105 or even just above for a few spots around the country. So before the morning hours, you need to really take advantage in terms of taking the pets outside, getting any outdoor chores done. If you need to get some things accomplished outdoors,
Hissing,
it's
hissing,
time to do it
hissing,
before we get
hissing,
back to
hissing,
some
hissing,
dangerously hot
hissing.
temperatures once we settle in here. So going forward, early on, we're still getting mid-70s, very much in the way of muggy and mild. A lot of those temps around 75, Saluda, Newberry, Batesburg, Leesville, popping on up towards Camden near 75, down towards Orangeburg, very similar. We've seen much of the same things between Lexington, Irmo, Chapin, right here to downtown Columbia, and then even a little bit toastier I have seen out towards the eastern viewing area for us into Sumter County. A lot of upper 70s throughout the morning. You can even take that further towards the PD region of South Carolina. Either way you slice it, though, our morning grind has been in the 70s. It is going to be a tough one for those who love the hot coffee. Might be just a day you want to try and bite the bullet, maybe have an iced drink or coffee or tea, something to start out your day, and plenty of water. High temperatures making that rise upper 90s today. Heat index near 105 or above. It is going to be cooking for South Carolina. It is time to get ready for more of this heat as we continue into what I'm sure is going to be a busy work and travel week for many folks. Let's continue to settle in, continue to remind you to stay safe out there. A lot more on this as Sunrise continues.
Thank you, Tony. Turning to your top stories, Richland County deputies say that a teenager is now recovering in the hospital after being shot on Friday. Richland County Sheriff's deputies responded to a local hospital after getting reports that a shooting happened near Bombing Range Road around 7 p.m. When deputies got to the hospital, they found that one person had been shot. We don't know the victim's condition at this time, and so far, no arrests have been made. An investigation is underway, so anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers.
Meanwhile, in Columbia, police are investigating a weekend shooting that happened at Three Rivers Apartments. Officials say it happened around 1:30 a.m. on Saturday. One person was taken to a local hospital, and at last check, they're in stable condition. Officers are still working to find out what led up to that shooting, and no arrests have been made at this time. If you have any information on this, you're asked to contact the Columbia Police Department.
And in an update to a story we first alerted you about last week, a Richland County fugitive who skipped his child abuse trial was captured in Kentucky over the weekend after a manhunt that lasted more than a week. 43-year-old Nathan Ginter was found guilty earlier this month of physically abusing his 3-year-old daughter. But he never showed up for court and has since been on the run. Multiple law enforcement agencies, including the U.S. Marshals Service, had been working to track him down. No word yet on extradition to South Carolina.
At the time, when I was told what was happening, I just felt like a father. I wasn't there to protect my daughter.
Family members of a pregnant Richland County woman who was found dead in her home last week are now speaking out.
Yeah, investigators say 31-year-old Chandrika Graham was found dead in her home on Northfield Court last Wednesday. She was roughly 7.5 months pregnant at the time with her first daughter, who would have been named Tegan. Graham's husband, Gerard Graham, has been arrested and charged with her murder and the murder of her unborn child. Chandrika's father, Harold White, says he was devastated when he found out his daughter was gone. Her death hitting the family hard as Chandrika's mother also lost her life to domestic violence.
She died at 35. My daughter died at 31. And now she's got a 2-year-old son that I got to raise. It's just unbelievable, the parallel.
Absolutely devastating. Chandrika's family says that she had unconditional love for everyone, especially her son Ken, who they now fear won't have memories of his mom. Graham's husband is currently being held at the Alvinest Glen Detention Center. The Sheriff's Department says this is an ongoing investigation.
Money for road and bridge improvements, raises for teachers and state employees, and income tax cuts are all in line to be funded in the next year in South
I
Carolina.
think that we
Last Friday,
knew.
state Senate and House negotiators wrapped up weeks of talks to finalize the state's next $13 billion spending plan. It includes money to raise teachers' starting salaries to a minimum of $47,000. In addition to
What
that,
we're going to do.
hundreds of millions of dollars
You're gonna
are also
follow me.
set to be spent on bridge repairs and road maintenance.
This money, going to county transportation committees, we should not have potholes in our district. If you continue to have potholes in your district, you need to get county transportation committees. They're not doing the work.
Full assembly will be back in session on
Okay.
Wednesday to officially approve the budget and send it to the governor's desk. Governor McMaster will have a few days to issue his vetoes. The lawmakers say they expect the budget will be in effect when the new fiscal year begins on July 1st.
Meanwhile, Governor McMaster is off to Germany this week to strengthen business ties that have fueled an economic boom here in the Palmetto State. The governor is attending the Day of German Industry Conference, where he's set to give a speech on the state's relations with German companies, which have had the largest presence here in South Carolina of any country in the world. During his 5 days in the country, McMaster also plans to visit the headquarters of 2 major automakers with big stakes here in South Carolina.
New details this morning as residents at the Villages at Lakeshore community in the Richland County Sheriff's Department continue to discuss safety concerns after a gunfire broke out at the community pool last month. Several people have since been arrested in connection with that incident. RCMP held a public meeting last week to discuss crime watch and hear from residents on ways they can help prevent crime.
I never wanted any of my children to ever experience that, ever. And I think that's the biggest thing, is we need to band together and let people know that there's certain things that it's not gonna go down.
Several residents tell WIS they believe the best way to combat violence is by joining hands and communicating with one another. Officials say it is
Fuck you.
All right, check this out.
I'm busy.
A North Carolina resident was lucky enough to recently find in his front yard. It may look like just a bunch of melted material and metal, but NASA has now confirmed that the object is from out of this world.
No.
It's actually part of the SpaceX Dragon spacecraft, which is built to shuttle astronauts to
Uh-uh.
the International Space Station.
Purify the atmosphere.
Lewis says he hopes this helps spread awareness and pushes scientists studying and exploring. He also says NASA or SpaceX they'll be happy to return it to them. Pretty cool that this landed in his front yard. I mean, it doesn't happen every day.
No, it definitely doesn't happen every day, and I feel like this will also be a free tour. The tour national was like, hey, I'll bring your piece back, but can I kind of see behind the scenes? That would be me. I'd be able to negotiate.
Just at least they can do one, right? You don't know, I mean, unless you don't cause any damage to anyone or his property, and he's obviously very happy about it, especially he's so willing to return it, but yeah.
We're good there.
Doing a lot of it.
Where's that film?
I still have to look at full story.
Yeah, very true.
All right, we'll still
Okay.
have is working to identify a suspect who was involved in the incident.
We're going to tell you everything we know so far about Plus, just days away from the first presidential debate, we're just ahead a look at how both candidates are preparing for the big day.
Also, we've been focusing so much on the meat, everyone. And I want to make this quick again. These index values are to be around 105 degrees and above all the way through Wednesday. But also, we will be seeing those better chances going on Thursday, and we'll really pick up the pace with some rain activity. Not much to cool us out, Carolina. Let's see how this all pans out for us after the break.
All-American. New episode tonight at 7 Central on the CW.
Hi everyone. If you've been injured in an accident, but it's not your fault, we have legal professionals standing by to let you know how much your case is potentially worth. I'm here with TV personality and spokesman Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell the viewers at home, who should call right now?
Experience relaxation at its finest with our American-made hot tubs and cold plunge spas made right here. By selling directly to our customers, we keep prices low and quality high. American-made spas starting at just $24.99. Shop us now at shophottubs.com.
It's Auto Nation's celebration across the nation, bringing great savings to all at Auto Nation Hyundai. Like your favorite new 2024 Hyundai Elantra SEL for only $189 a month. Go to Auto Nation Hyundai. WIS News 10 is United for Veterans.
Hi everyone, welcome back. Here to remind you that if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, we have legal professionals standing by right now to let you know how much your case is potentially worth. So Tom, remind everyone why they should call right now.
Well, Gina, they should call in because we have live agents available right now. It's like bringing the legal team right into your living room. So, if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call back. Richland County School District 1 is continuing to mourn after a Midland school principal died following a car crash. Officials say 41-year-old Dr. Jason Jackson was arrested today. He might be held at first after Richland California says that Texas had a crash in an English rocket ship at worked in the Midlands at Forest Heights Elementary for the last 3 years. The service is set to begin at 4:30.
In today's crime alert, Richland County deputies need your help identifying a man who was involved in a chase last week that led to a canine officer getting killed. Take a good look at your screen here. Officials released these photos of the suspect. Deputies say the chase started with a stolen van. The driver reportedly refused to stop, and the chase continued onto I-77. Deputies were eventually able to stop the car, but the chase continued on foot. Deputies say canine wind was sent after the suspect, but he was hit by another car after his leash broke. Authorities say if you know who the suspect may be, please contact the Richland County Sheriff's Department.
Well, following the recent outbreak of gun violence across the state, Be Smart for Kids held training sessions over the weekend to help promote secure firearm storage. Be Smart says that people are often surprised to learn that firearms are now the leading cause of death among children here in the United States. That's why it's more important than ever for parents and caregivers to know how to secure their firearms. The SMART acronym stands for Secure All Guns in Home and Vehicles, and is a model of responsible behavior around guns. Ask about unsecured guns in other people's homes. R is recognize the role of firearms in suicide. And finally, T is for tell family, friends, and others to be smart.
We know that most kids can find anything. We know kids can find Christmas presents, birthday presents, children, all the treats and stuff like that. So hiding a gun is not securing a gun. We also know kids can climb. We know they can get into tight spaces. And kids are curious. If they find something, they're gonna explore it. And we also know that if you tell a child not to touch something, they're probably gonna touch it.
So if you'd like to learn more about free training available through Smart for Kids, there's going to be shown on our website, friendswide.com. And a reminder for this morning, states will be open once again tomorrow for statewide primary runoff elections. We have a few reminders though before you cast that ballot. First, polls will be open from 7 in the morning to 7 p.m. in the counties where there is at least one runoff. Second, a photo ID is required to vote in person. And finally, you can only vote in races that you voted in during the June 11th primary. For more information and a full list of Midlands runoffs, you can head to our website, www.gamecock.com. Taking a live look over our nation's capital this morning, where several ways the Supreme Court decisions are expected this week. Plus, the first presidential debate is just getting away. Washington will talk to Prime President as we look ahead from Washington.
There are 12 decisions expected this week before the end of the Supreme Court session. Cases include the question over Donald Trump's presidential immunity, as he argues former presidents are immune from prosecution for official acts taken in office. We're also waiting for a decision over the validity of obstruction charges against hundreds of January 6 rioters. A major decision will determine if president has a license to get if there is support families ultimately to await a ruling on the capital family in Iowa lawsuit Pharma as the nation's high court determines the fate of a nationwide settlement with Johnson Cotton Baker, which would allocate billions of dollars to combat the country's opioid epidemic. Justices also need to rule on if it's cruel and unusual to enforce public camping restrictions against homeless people. On Thursday, President Biden, former President Trump, they will face off for the first presidential debate. They will host the mayor, but for the first time, the largest country
As we keep on into your morning, everybody, it has been a very pleasant start to the day. A mild one out there, but we need to keep getting ready for what's to come into these afternoons. And it's just about 8 days. We've been talking about all last week, getting ready for the weekend. Now, as we continue into this week, we're just seeing things even getting slightly hotter than they've been already. So, of course, if you've been feeling it out there, you've been preparing for it, you just got to keep up with that as we go through the course of this week. Heat index for the year 105, what we actually feel like, we can factor in the heat and all the upper 90s combined with the humidity and the busy roads out there, but still a very tranquil start to the day. You gotta love that. It's nice to get through the humble beginnings of the day. You just gotta grab the bear shade. Don't need the umbrella. Don't need to worry because we've got more travel hazards as we make our move. Just get ready for the heat. And we see all this soaring up into the day yet again, like we've been seeing, because we don't have anything coming towards South Carolina. So it's on, it's rain, cold front, all this that kind of thing. You would think by the end of this we might see just a little bit of a switch up, quick change of pace, but not so much. It's just going to be really tough to get a pattern shift for us, the way that the atmosphere is setting up for the southeastern U.S. and obviously for us here in the Midlands. Keep in mind for the afternoons, we will be seeing our limited moisture that we have in the atmosphere getting sent up into the skies, trying to, of course, form a few storms, but it's going to be very far in between. And that's going to be a problem because this would have been nice trying to cool things off a little bit. It's nice when you get that cold front, line of shower, the storms roll through because it give you that change of pace. So still keep eyes on the sky as we go towards the middle of the afternoon. We still get these little tiny showers and storms, but nothing widespread. Nothing that's going to be pulling us off much. And that is really needed here. So we go through that again on Tuesday. Do it again on Wednesday. Start out with all these morning temperatures in the mid-upper 70s, continue to the upper 90s. It doesn't stop because you have to, of course, give us that potential to make it stop. So Wednesday afternoon, 4 or 5 p.m. pressure is still trying to fight back into the region. So it's a very odd combination where it's still going to be very warm, obviously very hot, hazy, humid out there, but you're still trying to see some drier air fighting in. So getting into the heat cast today, very much in place, is what that will be. All those upper 90s find us in the middle of the afternoon, and still you can keep the first already towards that because it's been all about these hazards of the heat. And we got it on the weekend, now we have the community for all of those because of that heat we're getting. 105 dense rainfall is there, and just have all the heat safety precautions that we always just continue to go through and rotate and talk about, and we got to actually apply them because we're very much here in the thick of summer feels, and as you can see later this week, not backing off too much.
Corporate compensation cases are very complicated, and you need an experienced attorney to handle your case. Harden Work Civil tells you to get called.
My knees were a mess. I'm a golfer. It's a very big thing in my life to be able to get in my car and go to the club and hit golf balls and practice. And I couldn't do this. My pain was so bad, I even considered surgery. I didn't want to have surgery because it would take me out of what I like to do too long. And I wanted to see if there was something out there that would prevent this.
Suffer with arthritis pain. Is it keeping you from the activities you love? And do you feel that surgery is your only option?
Dishes are done now. Dunzo.
I think that's something we focus on, you know, and she's been always really good since college. Her game is short, like,
coffee, should just try it and roll it down to the bottom right and it finishes in the coffee.
Game 2 of the College World Series Finals in Omaha. Texas A&M leads the series after its 9-5 victory over Tennessee on Saturday. Aggies pick up where they left off. Jace McGill launches one straight into the grandstands. And that's the packed area of A&M fans. 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first. Takes a while, but Tennessee responds. The Volunteers get on the board in the 7th. Dylan Fralick sends it to the same spot. And with another one run, Tennessee takes its first lead in the finals 2-1. Top of the 8th, another Volunteer goes yard. Cal Stark tags on 2 more. A&M can't get anything else going. Series is getting this one half to the 3, right? Tennessee wins 4-1. Game 3 set for tonight at 7 on ESPN. Braves wrapping up a 3-game series in the Bronx. Winners of 4 of their last 6. Braves took game 2 on Saturday. This was a better start for Atlanta on Sunday. Jared Kelenic hangs one in the stands in right center. The Braves take a 1-0 lead in the third. He gets them their second run too. Back wide, out the left. In comes Ramon Laureano. 2-0 in the fifth. The Albies capped it off. RBI single for Orlando Arcia. Braves take 2-4 this one. Well, forgive me if you've heard this one before, but Scotty Scheffler won the world #1 golfer secured his 6th win in the Atlantic 10 stars, matching Tiger Woods as the only golfer to win 6 times in a single season while ranked near the top. Scheffler is just the 4th player in the last 40 years to win 6 wins in a single season. This one comes down to a playoff with Tom Scheffler. Scheffler has one straight lead on the
Okay. I'm not had no messages.
It only takes one. Kim lands in the bunker, and Scheffler 2 putts for the win.
The fuck? Just for that shit, fuck you.
Times are tight right now for many homeowners. So me and my
Put that
team
in
are sat
timeout
down
for
to
24
something big to
hours.
help you this summer. It's our biggest sale of the year event.
Let's see what this message was saying.
More affordable than ever with 4 years of 0% APR financing. Getting your bathroom remodel is more affordable than you. Call us today instead of
Hide you.
and you can completely transform your bathroom.
I know I got that. That was me.
48 months. That means your project will be broken down into low monthly payments, and you'll have 4 full years to pay off your new bath without worrying about any interest. Plus, with our biggest sale of the year event, I'm going to take $3,500 off all full bath remodel projects. Look at this job here. You can see we completely tear out the old bath, old flooring, and the vanity, and replace with beautiful options that are designed to match the bathroom perfectly. This homeowner absolutely loved it. Here's another job we've done recently. They wanted to tear out their old bath and replace it with a modern shower. We were able to match it perfectly with a new vanity, flooring, and toilet. With our process, this entire transformation took almost 2 days.
That one was held by.
There's a reason that over
Let's see what it was.
300,000 homeowners trusted us with their home remodeling needs. We provide the best materials for your bathroom.
And your dumbass could get blocked too.
Take my word for it. Check out our reviews online and you'll see why
Bye.
thousands of homeowners choose West Shore Homes.
Bye, bitch.
Pick up the phone and give us a call and take advantage of this offer. This offer is extended for 1 week only.
Dumb
It's our
fucker.
biggest sale of the year event and your chance to save big on your bathroom remodel. Call the number on the screen right now. 48 months of 0%
Dumb fuck.
That means you have 4 full years of low monthly payments.
Yeah, because I just got dishes done.
Calls in right now, I'm going to take $3,500 off the entire project. This offer ends soon. Call the number on the screen or go to westshorehome.com/fullbath to schedule now and save big.
Whether you're dining out, grabbing takeaway, or taking a quick lunch break, you can enjoy farm to any local table. That's because when you visit Fresh on the Menu restaurants, not only are you getting meals made with fresh, locally grown ingredients, you're also supporting South Carolina farms and farmers. So, choose Fresh on the Menu for whatever table.
It's so easy to get your windshield replaced using SafeLight. Tell the people I haven't done it. Started off as a chip and it just keeps going. So what do we do now? Let's schedule an appointment at SafeLight.com. SafeLight repair. SafeLight replace. Yeah,
Safe like repair, safe like replace.
This is Chelsea. Chelsea was injured in a car wreck in Charleston. Chelsea called Shelly Lee, and Shelly got her $275,000.
Injured? Google Shelly Leak and call.
Check the skies ahead of your drive. WIS News 10 First Alert Skyview Network. Get a real-time look at the conditions in the Midlands with our Skyview weather and traffic cameras. Live from Columbia, South Carolina, WIS News 10 Sunrise starts now.
Hey everybody, a good morning to you. We are focusing on the heat index danger zones as we're getting to that threshold of heat exhaustion being a big problem around the region. 105, and we're going to be seeing that for a few days here. So we really got to focus on that for those of you who take part in a lot of outdoor activity still during a typical week, or your job takes you outside. Oh, so crucial to keep yourselves protected. And as of course we see, we're to build up these temperatures, you have time to prepare. Obviously, they're not in the morning. What we settle in with right now is going to be a lot of these temps still in the 70s. But we just, of course, have that big potential to climb as the day goes along. So you've got to keep up with all the precautions as these temperatures get to those points. Right now, we see 77 for Camden. How about out this way around Standing, still up in 70s sector. And down to Orangeburg, more mid-70s. Actually been one of the cooler spots around the region. Between Lexington and Richland counties, everyone far in between there, we have gotten right around 75 or above. But rising up to these temperatures now, that sun very much in play. Salute and Newberry around 77. Continuing on that morning grind, very much in the 70s. Likely don't want to have the
fuck in you.
Whatever goes on with your day.
I ain't giving you a damn twirl. You must be out your motherfucking mind. Fuck you. And I mean that in the nicest way possible.
Onward into the day with, but perhaps because of these temperatures, if you have more time to spend indoors, maybe reading a book. That's what we're going to be talking about this morning.
Now, if you want to be a troll, be a good troll.
Sunrise